So welcome everyone to our Easter origami. This time we're going to be making butterflies. Now, you might find that I've already sent through a printable sheet that you can print off. If you've got a colour printer at home, you're welcome to print it off in colour, but I've also given you a black and white version that you can colour in. And as you can see, I've coloured this one in already. I would highly recommend colouring in your butterfly before you try to make this, because it gets a little hard to colour it in after you've folded it all into place. So if you haven't coloured yours in yet, it doesn't matter. You could colour it in now and then replay the video to help you fold it, or you could give it a go in black and white. If you haven't printed it off, that doesn't matter either. As you can see here, I've made a lovely plain butterfly just with an ordinary square of paper. So you can always do it just with an ordinary unprinted square of paper. If you do it this way, you don't have to worry about too much where the pattern is while we're folding it. But for these instructions, I'll show you how to make sure it works with the printed pattern as well. So let me move these two out of the way so that we can focus on what we're doing here. So as you can see, I've got my printed butterfly. I've coloured it in already. Now, if you're using the printed version, in order to get started, we are going to have to turn it over, and I would say make it into a diamond this way so that you've got a point close to you and a point far away from you with the printed side down. Now, our first step is going to be to make some creases that are going to help us in a little bit. So our first step will be to take this bottom point here and match it as best we can to this point up the top. And the better you match these points and make it as accurate as possible, the better your butterfly is going to look. So try and match it really well and then give it a really good crease along the edge here. And then we're going to open it up. Now, turn it around so that crease you just made is pointing towards you. And we're going to take this bottom crease and match it to the top. So bottom point up to the top, and then crease and crease. And again, we've made a lovely triangle. And then we're going to open it up and turn it now so that it looks like a square. So you've got a long edge close to you and a long edge away from you, because this time we're going to take this long edge and match it up to the long edge at the top. So pick it up, bring it to the top, make sure you get the edge as close together as possible, and crease. And what shape have we made? It's a lovely rectangle. Now, let's turn that. And this time we're going to take this short edge and match it to the short edge at the top. Just like this. Match it up. Nice. And a nice sharp crease as well. And we've got a smaller square. Right. What we need to do now is turn this around so that the open edges, you see all these open edges are towards you, and the closed edge is a bit more away from you. Because what we need to do is make sure we've got this loose flap here. So I always hold the bottom of the square like that, and with this flap, I put my finger in the flap. Can you see what happens as I do that? It wants to squish down to make a sort of triangle shape. Let me show you that again. So I put my finger in the flap, and if I put it right up at the point it wants to go, squish, just like that. And you turn it over. Now, if you hold on to this triangle edge now, have a look. We've got another flap here, like this. Can you do that as well? Flap the square flap. Again, if you put your finger in that square flap and it wants to go squish, as well. And so now we have this lovely triangle shape. How cool is that? Now you will notice if you're using this printed version, there are some bits that have the wings printed on it, some bits that just have a tail and nothing. Now for our butterfly, we need to see the nothing side up. So what I will suggest, if you've got the wings up, is to pick up a triangle flap and fold it over so that you just have the plain edge. And what you'll then need to do is turn it over, look at the other side. I need the plainer edge up. So I'm just going to flip it over. So I've got a tail edge there and a blank edge there. If you're just using an ordinary square of paper without all of the printing on it, this won't matter for you. Now, we need it so that this plain side is up. You just see there are just a couple of faint lines on it, and that's where we'll be creasing it. So what we need to do is pick up one of these flaps, and we're going to take that point and match it to the point away from us. So watch how I do that. I just fold it up there, just like that. And you'll see that you've got a lovely wing pattern happening right here. Let me show you with the other side. So we take this point on the side and we're going to match it, go across that line to the point at the top. Just like that. And give it a really good squish. And already you can see we've got a lovely butterfly starting to happen. But we're not finished yet. So let's turn our little butterfly over. See this pointy edge that's away from you? We're going to be folding that down this way. And we're not going to match it to the point here. We're actually going to fold it a little bit further. If you've got the printed version, you'll see there's a line that we're going to fold it along. So let's bring it up and fold it down just like that. And you can see that actually this point's gone a little bit beyond that line there. And that's exactly what we want for it. Now, if you just put your finger on that one point that's pointing towards you and let the two wings sort of flap up a bit like that. Can you make them flap a bit like that while you hold the point down? What we're going to do is take one of these points and try and get it as far down as we can. Now can you see as I'm trying to put this point down, there's a little bit of paper here that's wanting to sort of fold in. Let's help it to fold in and just go squish like that. I'll show you again with the other side. So keep your finger on the point here, take this flap and fold the flap all the way down. And see this little bit here? It wants you to go squish, just like that, and to squish it down. Now this doesn't look much like a butterfly from this side, but if we turn it over, have a look at that. We have a lovely butterfly. Now there is something we can do to make this look even more like a butterfly. If we fold it in half, and I find it easier to do it this way, and fold it in half along here, we have half a butterfly. Let me turn it over. In order to make a body separate from the wings, we're going to fold along this black line here. It'll be where the head points out from the body, and then where the wings join the body, just here. That's where we're going to make this fold. Now you don't need to do this one. If you're finding this fold really, really hard, don't worry too much about it, but if you want to be a bit more advanced, you can do it. Now you turn it over again, and we'll be making a fold from this point here where the head joins the body to there where the wings join the body. Again, just up like that. And there we now have a butterfly with a body separated from the wings. and our butterfly can fly away. So thank you for joining me for my Easter butterfly origami. Look out for more origami journeys that hopefully I'll be sending to you in the very near future. Have a great term, everyone.